Hey, welcome back. This is Nelson with Average Home Theater, and this is Don. He's going to join me today, and what we're going to do is a franchise discussion, and the franchise is Alien. As you can see, I have Michael Bean here joining us. Him and I are good friends. You know that?
I do.
We are good friends. He told me to stay frosty. It says it right there.
And being that I saw this yesterday again for the millionth time, I do recall the Frosty statement.
Yep.
Yes. Which Comic-Con was that?
It was in Lafayette, but I don't remember what year. I don't know. It's been 3 or 4 years. It just popped up on my memories in Facebook.
Right.
Because, I had to brag that, that we're friends. And our birthday's on the same day, July 31st.
Yeah.
So we have a lot in common.
Yeah, could be related.
Yeah. So I guess what we'll do is we'll go in order that they were released. We'll go start with Alien 1979.
Yeah, so I was able to rewatch the first three in chronological order the past couple of days. The director's cut of the first one, and then the special editions of the next two. And it was very interesting to see kind of the expanded visions of those movies.
Yeah. See, like Alien 1, I like the expanded edition, but there's not a whole lot from what I remember. I remember the scene with Dallas where you actually see him
right in the cocoon
type thing. But I guess the reason they cut that is that wasn't a queen. So why would he?
Well, it creates a plot hole.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when you watch the three movies, you see the plot hole that can't be really filled, and they try to fill it in Aliens 2 when they try to, well, why are there so many aliens? Even though they had so many people in cocoons, that still doesn't explain so many eggs, basically.
And so that was not good for Alien, and I understand why they cut it out, but I don't remember what else.
I don't either. I watched it, and I don't remember a lot from the first one besides it was just that scene, and of course it's just probably an epic, movie of its time and cornerstone of sci-fi horror.
Right. Well, I mean, and it's definitely horror. You have one creature stalking all of the crew members, and the alien only gets 4 minutes of screen time.
It's very brief. You're right. Very brief, very mysterious. Kind of had that I got your moment real quick with Dallas.
The man that goes,
yeah. It was kind of like, okay,
Yeah, it's definitely the scariest, and that's what makes it effective is you don't know what the aliens are, right? So I don't know That's the problem where we're going to talk about later, that Prometheus and all that brings into all of this, and is my biggest beef with it. But the xenomorph itself is scary, and I can't imagine being in a movie theater in 1979. Watch the first time.
It had to be like nail biting.
I mean, I wasn't born until 1980, so the first one I ever saw was Aliens. And it played on TV. You remember it was on like national TV. They would play it every year. It would be like a two-part special. It played 2 weekends in a row, half and half. They split it up.
That's actually the first one I saw too. I was born in '77, but we didn't really go to the theater or anything growing up that much till I got in my early teens. My neighbor had like a Beta and VHS, Betamax. And so I don't know if we watched it on Betamax or VHS, but anyway, that was also my same cool neighbor and buddy that had Predator.
Oh,
and that's the first time I saw Predator.
I remember the first time I saw that.
Oh man, and he loved it. So he's like, "You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it." No, we're really veering off, but kind of still the same universe. I mean, we're in Yutani, but it was like. Those are the two movies I remember the most watching at house, and then Return of the Jedi you had over there. That was kind of the 80s kind of movie, people had a VHS. But.
Yeah, and the reason Alien worked, again, is... the reason it worked well as a horror movie is because of, I guess, Ridley Scott. Because his movies are very atmospheric. He likes the slow burn type movies. He doesn't have, like... big action movies for the most part that I can think of. I'm trying to think of are there any real action movies that Ridley Scott has done?
No. Was he Platoon? Did he do Platoon?
No, that's Oliver Stone.
That's Oliver Stone, yeah. So
I don't know. So he makes it work really well with that type of environment. You know, it's
even Prometheus wasn't like, I mean, it had the big thing at the end kind of thing, but really as a whole, it wasn't like an action-packed kind of movie, you know, with it.
And then we get into, so we might as well just go to Aliens. James Cameron, I think he's the one, okay, you got the genius of Alien with Ridley Scott, but James Cameron just elevates it to here, you know, with his style, the action, bringing it from just a horror movie to an action movie. You know, you got tons of aliens and the special effects were so much better, I guess, because the budget was probably God knows how much more.
Yeah, I didn't look it up, but one thing I reflected back on was, and while I was watching, I was kind of thinking, you know, there's those movies that when you do a sequel, the bar is set so high in a certain way that when you do it a similar way and you try to elevate above it, you really have trouble. You can't. Because Ridley Scott, the Alien, for instance, brought up a good point, was only so many brief minutes of screen time. And it was a very pure, clean cut and simplistic in its form of movie that it allowed James Cameron to come in
a different direction,
in a totally different direction, and go to the 10th pound with it, and it not be monotonous or anything, because it's totally different. It's military, it's a colony, we got a queen, we have a whole different thing. We have Ridley with PTSD, we got a lot going on with this. Versus the first one, which was a crew of 7 or whatever. It's a very small crew.
Something like that.
Yeah, mining crew, kind of just remote planet, very mysterious, just kind of, and they stayed on one ship, you know, kind of thing. He was able, and it worked. You know, it wasn't, even though it was so much stuff, it wasn't burnout because it wasn't done in the first.
Because a lot of sequels, you know, they try to outdo the previous, right? And I don't get the feeling that Cameron was trying to outdo the first one. He was trying to say, okay, there was one, but you know, they don't explain all the eggs that they saw in the first movie when the facehugger gets on what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Because that's John Hurt.
John Hurt,
Kane.
actor Kane. Yeah. So, you know, you see all these eggs and there's never an explanation for it. So now James Cameron's like, hey, now we can go in and show what produces these eggs. You know? So I don't know. It was just very well done. You know, somebody said it's a perfect sci-fi movie.
The second one?
The second one. And I'm going to say yes and no. And I'm going to tell you why. I think if you take the theatrical cut and then you have the special edition, really the only thing from the special edition that I would put in the theatrical cut, so like it would be a different cut. I think he put too much back in it to make the special.
The special edition was long.
Right. So I didn't need to see Newt's family finding the ship, the dad getting the face hugger on there, you know, I didn't need that explanation. Just like I didn't need to see Darth Vader become Darth Vader. But anyway, that's another story for another day.
Yeah, that's another video.
But
it's like a 3-part video.
So I didn't. So you know, I would leave that out. I do like the scene where they're figuring out, well, maybe there's a queen. It's an anthill, or because that's not in the theatrical cut.
Yeah,
so
that part wasn't in it.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not.
See, I actually liked the beginning. Maybe not so much. I did. I liked the story of what was happening at that colony before the shit hit the fan.
Right.
And they're having coffee. They're, you know, the guy. It's an all field operation, right? Almost. You know?
That's the feel you get.
Yeah. And then here this theme comes up, which I never really noticed before in these movies. The claims, like the stakers, like you know, I'm staking a claim this, or I'm claiming that, you know, and then you even see it like in the third one with the salvage. The salvage, right. You know, everyone's staking a claim or trying to get a piece of something, you know, with it. That theme came up, but when you watch, and that's what happens in the beginning of this one, you know, you find out later Paul Reiser sent that information, and so Newt's mom and dad are the ones who kind of went, and here we go, you know, and but he went because he wants to stake a claim.
Right.
It's about money, you know. Now, Whether or not it's a slant of capitalism or not, I don't know, which is yet another video. But, you know, here we go. But that's the theme with it. I kind of like that. I kind of like that, you know, with me. But you know how I am. I like 4-hour
You like a little
jazz.
fluff. You like a little more fluff than probably is necessary.
I want like 150% of the backstory. You know, that's my thing. I want the expanded version of the book. So I did dig that, although it is really long.
Really long.
At 237.
But I remember the what you saw on TV on the network broadcast of it. The turrets were in that version. In the TV version, the TV cut, because I can remember as a kid distinctly.
Oh, I remember, yeah, the auto turrets. That was cool,
right? But then if you watch the theatrical cut, it's not in there. Like that's the turrets are not
really
in there.
The automatic turrets.
No, that's in the special edition.
I always remember the turrets in my head, because I mean that was part of the B and the badass of this. I mean, this movie, Cameron puts the B in badass. This movie, like the video game Halo, 2 of its main or 3 of its main components are from this movie. They're military flagships, they're Halo Pegasus, whatever they call them, transport vessels, and a pulse assault rifle. This movie, and that's just a video game. Cameron's, you know, vehicles and his designs for the movie
have been copied and stolen.
Oh my goodness! I mean, they're iconic. You know, he brought just everything to a whole nother level with this. You know. And those automatic turns were bad. I remember that.
Yeah.
You know, that was like... Oh.
But there, if you watch, I'm 99%... You got me doubting now, but I'm 99% sure if you watch the theatrical cut, they're not in there.
Wow.
That is in the special edition. It was cut out for whatever reason. Probably time. You know, in 1986, they didn't really like 2-hour and 40-minute movies.
Well, that's what Cameron said. He said they
especially
really...
blockbusters, you know, like that.
Yet again, the studio.
And then moving on to that, getting towards... the end of the movie, you know, you get to see the Queen finally. I mean, that I'm sure people who saw that for the first time in the theaters were like, the massive Queen and laying the eggs. And
you thought it was big with just the whole military thing and all the things.
And just rewatching it, you know, the scene gets completely silent whenever she's got new, you know, she had fake.
That's what I put in my note. The slow-mo turnaround and the wind kind of blowing the flame a little bit.
Holy crap. Yeah.
That was great, man. That was kind of like the moment in the movie almost of a movie full of moments. That was kind of like, whoa, here we go. Here's a slow-mo.
And the intelligence shown whenever she threatens with the flamethrower. You know, she shows her what it can do, and then she points it at the eggs. And then the Queen just looks at the other xenomorphs and they just back off. That's badass.
Well, and she knows how to take an elevator too, the Queen, apparently.
Yes, she knows how to operate.
I thought it was a little much. But
so another chink in the armor of the movie being perfect.
I was kind of like, I could do without this. But the xenomorph is highly intelligent.
Right.
And that is what happens to most of the crews that encounter. They underestimate what
the intelligence
they're dealing with. You know, this.
And the first one, he used all the air shafts and everything, and they couldn't find where he was. Yeah.
You know, what was the thing I wanted about the first two? Because once we get to the third one, it's going to shift. I want to go back and talk about the cast of the first two movies, which, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, Harrison Ford being in Star Wars. Kind of like, you know, back then they were kind of big for their time, but not quite as big for their time yet.
What's his name? Ian Holm was.
Here's the list. Here's the list. Let's see here. So you have John Hurt as Kane. Yaphet Kotto.
Oh yeah.
Who is? Oh well, I think he recently just passed.
He did just pass, but he's in The Running Man with Arnold.
Live and Let Die, James Bond, massive, the first James Bond movie for Roger Moore, massive movie, and Jane Seymour, looking gorgeous, as she's always in her life. Ian Holm, Tom Skerritt, was that Picket Fences, and then tons of other stuff over the years.
Top Gun.
Thank you, Top Gun.
Chester, no, Viper.
Viper.
Jester was Ironside.
Michael Ironside. And then, of course, Sigourney Weaver becomes what apparently this new generation has forgotten, the
strong female,
strong female, the pioneer that happened back in 79. I mean, Carrie Fisher in 77, but really the badass, horrifying female iconic role. She established it, and you have her. And then you go to you go to Aliens, and you have
my good buddy Michael Biehn,
your cousin Michael Biehn,
right.
which we all know how awesome he is. Of course, Weaver, Bill Paxton. We're all gonna die, man.
Over, man.
His I don't really want to say it.
Oh yeah.
But like
Apone, Sergeant Apone.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
Oh, he was.
What's his name?
I don't know if I have him down there. I have, of course, Paul Reiser. Everyone knows Paul Reiser.
And that's Paul Reiser. The thing about comedic actors, when they do something that's out of their element, it always, I don't know, they always shine for some reason.
Oh,
I don't know what it is.
The Weasel. Cool.
I don't know what it is about a comedian playing a serious role, how they're able to do it so well. But it's always, I mean, very seldom you see a comedian, do something serious and he sucks at it. For some reason, it always ends up being pretty good.
We're looking at Bill Burr in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Man, he what an awesome job he did in there. But Paul Reiser, he must have been really, I know they all were young. This is a long time ago.
86,
but,
man.
But he looked young, and he played, he did a great job as being a weasel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did fantastic. Mark Ralston, and then our girl, Private Vasquez.
Vasquez, man.
Vasquez, yeah. And so Terminator 2, and then, of course, well, she was, Aliens, and then Terminator 2.
You know what's been brought to my attention is I reviewed Army of the Dead, and it was my first video, and I gave that movie way too high of a score. But it's basically like a shot-for-shot remake of Aliens.
Really?
Down to there's a girl who's Hispanic. She's badass. She's got the red bandana.
Oh, I saw something on Facebook doing a comparison with that.
They go in. You have the Paul Reiser type character. I mean, it's very
similar. I haven't watched it yet.
They even do the same line where Sigourney Weaver in Aliens tells Paul Reiser, you don't see them effing each other over for a percentage. Oh, yeah. They even say it in Army of the Dead.
Snyder must be a Aliens fan, man. Well, at least he's the fan of a good movie. DC is another movie, another video for another time. What else I had? Because I was writing notes, drinking coffee, and the wife was asking, "What are you doing?" And so, first time the term xenomorph is used.
Well, it's only in the special edition.
Really? And Aliens? I don't know, because I can't.
Because that whole speech, whenever she is introducing herself to the soldiers, it is longer in the special edition, and I'm almost positive that xenomorph is not in the theatrical cut. It's never said in the theatrical cut.
Well, it's in the special edition, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm gonna have to watch that scene again on the theatrical cut and make sure. And if anybody knows, y'all comment and tell me how many times I've been wrong.
And extended scenes of Ripley's PTSD. And
yeah, well, then they have the scene them telling her about her daughter,
but her waking up. And not the one right before she called Paul Reiser, but like she had two nightmare scenes, kind of. Well, one nightmare scene, and then the nurse buzzes in when she wakes up, do you need medication or whatever? Right. And then the other one when she goes Paul Reiser. But to me, there was some extra that I didn't see before with her PTSD from the first movie.
Yeah, and look, it could just be like a second or two longer that they cut.
Maybe so.
They just left in there. The scene where the company is grilling her about what happened in part one is longer.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And boy, they eating crow on that one. Yeah. And that'd be
426, baby.
There you go. LV.
Well, is that it for Aliens?
Well, another thing we can't really mention on camera that Hudson said, our boy.
Oh, yeah.
He had these liners.
He did have some good lines.
Yeah.
So that only Bill Paxton could deliver.
Man.
They're bad, but yet they're good at the same time.
They're classic. They're in video games. They're in other movies. They made his character just stand out. No, I think that all my scribbling, because then it starts to kind of go a different direction.
Yeah, and look, Alien 3 gets a lot of flack, and I understand it. Anytime you have a movie, we were just talking about that, where a studio steps in. Mm-hmm. And you start talking about reshoots and everything. I mean, it's going to be a disaster, and that's pretty much what happened with Alien 3. From the little bit of research that I've done on it, there was a lot of studio interference with what David Fincher wanted to do, and was changed.
Yeah, because the special edition I'm liking better than
Oh, it's way
the
better.
original.
It's way better. Like after watching the I think, what's it called? There's a name for it. I know on the Blu-ray it says just 2003 special edition, but there's an actual name for the cut, and I can't remember what they call it. But it is better. You know, the opening scene, whenever she crash lands and she washes ashore.
Well, yeah,
that's all new. Like, you don't see that.
You didn't see that.
The doctor finds her. He picks her up. He brings her in. She's got all the lice all over the place. It's disgusting.
It is, and you get to see a good chunk of the dystopian kind of.
Yeah, the dystopian, like everything is just bad. But just they were running in slow motion. It was very artsy.
It was
the word
that
came to mind. It was very artsy the way he shot it, and the theatrical cuts, nothing like that.
Studios need to stay out of the director's vision, because even though the studio thinks they know better, I can't. Every time I see leaks about what went on in the movie, you realize the studio is what jacked it up. Man. Yeah, directors' movies are not going to bring in a wider audience that the studio may be hoping for by changing things. But they literally kill the whole audience sometimes, because the core fans get so upset because now the director had to put out a piece of crap.
Right.
And it's just, now you got nobody interested in it. And that's what the studios have been doing lately across the board, from Lucasfilm to Warner Brothers. I mean, they have been really jacking up a lot of movies and a lot of good directors, and putting out crap. Movie. Don't get me started.
So getting back to Alien 3, we can start with the cast on this. Once again, the cast is great. Charles S. Dutton.
Yep.
Charles Dance.
Charles Dance.
Who, if you don't know, he's he's Noopsy in The Golden Child. He's the demon in The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy. That's where I know him from.
And then he was in the one of his latter outings was Underworld. The last Underworld, which didn't hardly hit theaters. It was very brief.
The Rise of the Lycans one?
No, there was actually another one after that. Yeah, I think it's the last one she's doing, or did. And he was in there for a while. He was one of the more prominent characters. But he's
also he's in Your Highness with Danny McBride.
Yeah, he is. He's just one of those guys that as soon as you see him, you know you know him. You know.
And I wish he'd be in more, but for some reason he's not in.
No, yeah.
Because he's English, maybe he's in more English type movies.
More British rural stuff, yeah. I didn't really have the other guys, because there's another guy, and most of them are British actors in this movie. In fact, pretty much all of them, besides Charles S. Dutton, is British. Some four would have been watching with it. But there's another guy, and it's not Ben Kingsley, but he, Ross something. I need to look it up another time. But he's been in a lot of stuff. A lot. But who else was? I'm trying to think.
That's about it. But they were so impactful.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The other guys, the other prisoners, they all played their parts well.
Oh, they did.
Whoever they were, they played the parts very well. I mean, acting was not the issue.
No, not at all. No.
Some of the writing, is especially I remember Charles S. Dutton is, what's his name in the movie?
Devon.
I forgot his name.
This one.
He's like, how about some leadership, sister, and all that stuff. But then a little bit later, she's trying to take charge and tell them what they're going to do. And he's like, well, why the hell should we help you?
Yes, and inconsistencies in the writing. Yeah. Didn't
you just ask her for leadership, and now you don't want her leadership? So that kind of threw me off when I was watching that. I probably watched Alien 3 and 4 the least, so I didn't really remember that before, but it stuck out yesterday or day before yesterday whenever I watched it.
Well, my biggest issue is the movie's the movie, which before we go further, there's a Neil Blomkamp version that was going to happen with this movie a few years back, and art has been released for it recently some more. And so his was going to be, I know I'm going off a little bit, a direct sequel to Aliens. And it was going to involve Michael Biehn being alive and surviving. He was going a different direction.
Instead of killing him, yeah.
Yes. So you know, just food for thought. But now we go back.
But
to
that
this.
was the studio thing as well, as far as killing them off, from what I remember.
Oh, they wanted Michael Bihn's character killed off.
Yeah, because Fincher didn't want. If I'm gonna have to double check, but from what I remember and from what I've heard, it wasn't supposed to be that way. It was studio that
yeah,
stepped
because
in.
let's kill off Michael Biehn.
Yeah.
That's smart. Yet another bonehead decision. But
And you know what kills this movie, like we were talking about earlier, is the special effects. Whenever it's the practical alien man in a suit or whatever, the design is awesome.
Oh yeah.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
You see a few
the
shots.
The bodysuit is way more improved than the other
when
ones.
it gets in her face, and so you see it up close, and it looks awesome. And then they cut, and it's some kind of composite shot. I don't even know what. I don't even know if it was CGI.
You can see the ghost shape around it. It's like it was inserted into the frame,
and it looks like a matte painting.
Yes,
and
it's terrible.
It's bad. It's really bad. So it really takes you out of the movie. You know.
Oh, it does.
It takes you out when you see that. You're like, man, if only they would just fix that.
So the plot hole. Okay, so now back, because you know my ADHD, my ADD. The whole thing starts off with a random egg, and we'll say not one, but two random eggs somehow get plopped onto the shuttle that Bishop saves her and Newt in. Now, you're like, how? This was the second shuttle that came down from the ship, and then he said he had it on the platform, and then back to aliens, and then the platform became unstable and left.
And when she jumped on the ship, she had already gotten rid of her. Remember, she separated from her sack or whatever that is. I mean, it's disgusting, but there's no way she would have just plopped two eggs on there. But I guess maybe they want you to believe that's what happened. But it's terrible.
It's a terrible plot hole. Because the first thing I'm looking at, because I never really quite remembered what caused this, to happen. And then when I saw it again, and they showed, in the clips in the beginning, the egg and stuff, and then I'm like, and then the face hugger breaks into her chamber, and I'm like, okay. And
I mean, they do break face masks and stuff. I mean,
they do. He did. And then blood acid. So if the face hugger cuts himself, and now I'm overthinking because it's a sci-fi movie, and enough for the blood acid to bleed and cause a fire, which triggered the alarm and the jettison the shuttle, why did it not draw up acid on her face and on her?
Right.
Like, I just was kind of like, and it stands out right at the beginning. And then later you get the second face hugger.
Because movies. That's why.
Oh my goodness. I was just like,
it's a movie.
It was bugging me, man. It was bugging me. And a lot of stuff doesn't really bug me too much.
Well, what happens is there's certain things are like, one or two things. Either the audience is not going to catch it or they're not going to care.
Yeah.
And they just roll with it. I mean, there's no way. I know you can't. There's no way they don't know.
Yeah.
They have to know. When you're making a movie, that's a detail you have to know, but they just
they'll just
don't care.
Yeah, they'll pass over them quick. They'll accept it.
But all that being said, I still enjoy this movie.
Well,
I still like it.
I did too. I think it got really we were talking earlier, I wrote down the ratings for the movies, and so Rotten Tomatoes, we'll use them as the reference. So with the Alien, receive a critics of a 98, audience of a 94. Aliens, a critic score of a 97, audience score of a 94, which I full-heartedly agree with both of those. Now, opinions on critic scores can range widely nowadays. So, it's always take it with a grain of salt. Now, Aliens, or Alien 3, they hit it hard. They gave it a 45 critic score, and then the audience score was a 46. And I'm just like,
you think less than 50% of people like that movie?
I can't see that. I can't see.
Or don't like that movie?
Now, Aliens was in 86, the release date.
Yeah.
6 years later in 92 was Alien 3.
So it wasn't CGI, because the first movie to do CGI was Jurassic Park in 93. So whatever kind of effects they were doing was
some kind
terrible.
I don't know what it was.
They should have kept to, James Cameron used guys in suits the whole time.
There you go. Worked fine. And that's a lot of suits and a lot of guys.
A lot of suits and a lot of guys. It was fine.
It worked out great. Yeah, and so I thought the score was really harsh on that movie because the movie was they were bringing it back.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like
one alien.
Yeah, one alien.
Tension. Rely on
tension, kind of like this barren planet, but you know, it's different. It was like a wasteland, but oil refinery or ore mine.
Do you know the reason why they don't have guns in the movie is because Sigourney Weaver is anti-gun in real life, and she made them put it in the story where that, you know, because they're on a prison planet or whatever, there's no weapons at all.
She was one of the producers of this movie.
So she didn't want guns in the movie because she's so anti-gun. So now that's fine for the movie because it made more tension. I mean, they don't have weapons, so it's okay. I mean, it works, you know. But I just found that interesting. That's the reason why she made sure that there were no weapons, because, you know, in most movies nowadays, be like, okay, it's a prison planet and we have one gun just in case, you know, or something like that to keep prisoners from escaping or whatever. But yeah, that's the reason why there's none.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But yeah.
So let's talk about the end.
Oh.
So Bishop, I found this humorous, another plot hole.
Which we have not mentioned him as a cast member from Aliens. That's Lance.
Oh yeah, we forgot about Lance
Hendrickson.
How could we forget about
Bishop?
Yeah. I can remember as a kid watching it on TV when the Queen ripped him apart. I mean, that stuck in my head, bro.
That was hardcore.
Because I mean, you figure, I saw this movie, I was probably 7 or 8.
Yeah.
You know,
she was pissed.
Yeah.
And James Cameron wanted that to come out.
And I can remember not understanding. I'm like, why is his blood white? Like, I just didn't understand. I didn't get it. But anyway, I remember. So getting back to that. So the human version, right, of Bishop shows up, and what's the plot hole is this movie takes place 200 years after part 2. Does it not? They say she was in hypersleep for 200 years.
Wait,
they say it in Alien 3 that it's 200. It's been 200 years.
Oh no, Alien 3 is not 200 years. Alien Resurrection is 200 years. Alien 3 is the same year. She's not even been a year in hypersleep. Yeah. So I went back and I looked and I checked the line because I wanted to know what's the time frame for this.
Well, then but take it back. It's not a plot hole.
So
I guess he could have designed it. I thought it was 200 years later.
No, that's Resurrection.
That's Resurrection.
And they bring her back and all that jazz. But that's okay. So that's Wayland, right? Bishop is Wayland,
supposedly.
You know.
Yeah. Or Wayland ancestor or whatever, you know, because at least that's what they try to do with the Alien versus Predator movies.
It can't be Wayland. That's right, because Wayland is in Prometheus, and chronologically, Prometheus, that's Wayland.
He's part of the Wayland family.
Yeah, so he's one of Wayland's, like you said. You're right, descendants. Yeah, so okay. Yeah, Andy. Yeah, I know. It prequels and you know, timelines and everything. It gets really so
that's the same year.
That's the same year.
Okay.
She didn't even last a year in hypersleep.
Well, then that's not a plot hole that I thought it was.
But then Resurrection comes out, and that's a whole nother conversation. You know, well, coming up.
Oh, okay.
What about the ending? Yeah,
the theatrical cut. The alien comes out and she holds it.
Right, I remember that.
The special edition is not. She just jumps in and she burns up before.
Because I didn't make it to the end.
Right. Okay. Yeah, she burns up before the alien comes out.
Okay.
So I'm sure the studio said, "Well, just make an alien pop out right there,
so she can just embrace it and love."
I'm sure they either had to reshoot it because you have to show her, you know, holding it or whatever, like she does. Because in the other
I don't want to see it.
Stays like this.
I don't want to see her holding it.
Yeah,
and that's the one I've seen. But knowing there's a version with her not, because out of respect for the character that never wanted to be infected, like that was her nightmare the whole time.
Is actually that happened
to her, and then to others, of course, too.
But it was neat that, you know, it was a queen growing inside of her.
That was cool. That was a good twist.
It shows you how the species is gonna survive. You know, it's gonna do what it has to do to survive. You know, and the face hugger knew, you know, the species knew that
it needs a queen.
It needed a queen, right? And so it impregnated a queen on her.
The perfect biological weapon. Or as
perfect organism.
Yep. Yep.
So then the stepchild, Alien Resurrection.
Oh, which got a higher critic score than Alien 3, and I don't agree.
Blows my mind.
Yeah. First of all, Alien 3 shouldn't have been, like you said, below 50%. It should not have been.
Now look, did I enjoy watching Alien Resurrection the other day? Sure.
It's entertaining, definitely. It's a big budget kind of science fiction.
Well, they went back to action.
Yeah.
Went back to sci-fi action instead of horror. You know. Now that was the first. Now that I think about it, I remember them bragging that it was the first Alien movie that used CGI aliens for the swimming scenes.
Oh yeah.
The water scenes.
I remember. Yeah.
So, you know, that movie, it's a group of, I mean, they're criminals, but they were hired by the military to get humans, sacrifices basically.
Yeah. Test subjects.
They're
mercs.
To bring to the military so they can experiment on them because they have successfully cloned Ellen Ripley and mixed her with an alien.
Yeah, that's because her blood, if I remember correctly. And
they had her blood on the prison planet, so they were able to.
But the queen was in her, and they could never really totally separate the DNA. So she is part alien.
Right. And she's number 8.
Oh, Lord. And then you see all the freak show.
She's number 8. You see all the other ones. So, I mean, the concept, I guess, is okay. You know, at this point, you've never seen anything like that. So, I mean, it's all right. But I guess
Low Camp would have been better.
What's that?
No.
I guess just the
if we back it up.
I guess just the concept is what's best, but the execution is just mediocre.
Yeah, it's very meh. You know,
you got your boy Hellboy's in it.
Yeah, Ron Perlman that's a good one. You know,
the black guy with the dreadlocks. What's his name? I can't remember his name. I mean, he's all right. He's got a girl's name in the movie.
I remember him, but I haven't seen the movie in a couple of years. I can't remember.
And that's how little I've seen the movie. I can't remember anybody's real name.
It's an interesting crew. They did get that kind of thing. There's a guy he's in a wheelchair, I think, on the crew. And so
Michael Wilcott is the leader.
Yeah.
He was Guy of Gisborne in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yep.
And he's in The Crow.
Yep.
So he's awesome with his raspy voice.
Well, yeah, he does a good job at that.
You can't mistake that guy.
Nope. And then you have
Winona.
You do. You have Winona Ryder, which you bring in a very strong female actress who's been in by that time she's established. Like she's not just kind of coming up. Actually, at the time she's kind of at her almost I would say prime of actress.
Because what year was this? It was 97.
97, man.
Yeah, she had already done Dracula, because I want to say that was like 93 or 94. Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah. She was she was good. And she plays an android, doesn't she? Yeah. So that's cool. It was different.
Right.
But it was.
Now, Ellen Ripley was badass.
Oh, man.
I enjoyed that more than anything.
That probably was the best of the movie. Yeah. She was just take no prisoners.
She was badass in that, and she was pretty hot. You know, just her character. You know, I don't know. I enjoyed that kind of version of Ellen Ripley. I mean, she always showed signs of it, but she was human, right?
Yeah.
So she had her. You know, she wasn't strong like she is in this.
In this one, she's like an X-Man or something, you know, X-Woman or X-Man.
I mean, I guess it's neat that
nails too were metal. Remember?
Yeah, because it looks like she's got a manicure.
She has that she almost has claw nails.
They're like black,
and she wears. If you look, she's wearing thicker boots to give her that higher.
Yeah.
She's
well, she's already 6 feet tall, so I guess they wanted to make her. You know, she was probably like a good 6'3" with those boots on.
Solid.
Because she was taller than Ron Perlman, and he's a big
dude. Yeah, and she was it basketball? She dunked
it. I read up on that because she threw it.
Okay, yeah.
So she did it several times. It was like 40 takes, and the director was like, he'd had enough. He was like, okay, we're just gonna CGI it, and she said, just let me do it one more time. And on the last time, she got it. So I thought that was neat.
Good for her. And Hollywood, take note. As you mentioned, she was sexy in her role. You know, take note, 1979, she was cast in this. You can make and you can have female leads that are specifically written for female leads, and they don't have to be a Dane or super one way or another. Right. She's not like, you know, this supermodel actress.
Correct.
She is an attractive woman, but that's not the main point with her. Her as an actress and the way her character was written and the way she embodied it is what makes her attractive across all platforms for spectrum. Fans.
Right.
I mean, any fan can watch it, no matter what, you know, their take is on what movies they like, or if they think one movie's too progressive or not too progressive enough or not progressive enough. That is a well-written character that really can take in all the fans, you know. And so, because right now they're in the process of which is yet, you know, the conversation for another time, recasting roles based upon race and gender, and then you know she was an originally written character and she embodied that role and put toughness, sexual bravado. She was a sexual aggressor to Charles Dance in the third one. I mean, she was.
Yeah, he was like, very direct, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what I was like. She was the quintessential female action,
right. Strong woman.
She was what men had played for and still played afterwards. She was the strong woman, you know, and that continued on, you know, through her character all the way into through Resurrection, you know.
And that's how good Sigourney is. I mean, you see the progression. You watch the movies. She was 21 years old or something in the first one. She was wet behind the ears, lieutenant. But even then, she was gonna do what was the right thing to do. Yeah, I'm not. He needs to go in quarantine. I'm not gonna open the door. You know, and I mean that's. I don't know. It's been consistent. And
it very has.
She has been consistent in her portrayal.
That should be the cornerstone for female actresses in sci-fi. When you're talking about Marvel, when you're talking about DC, when you're talking about Star Wars, when you Lucasfilm, I mean, any of those, when you're writing a character, directors and writers,
who really cares about Rey?
Oh God,
you just don't care. But you care about Ellen Ripley.
You care about Ellen Ripley all the way through the fourth movie. That is, I mean, what, 79 was the first one, 97 was her last one. I mean, it's ridiculous, and her character spans never really, it stays true to what it is, and you want to watch the next one. You're bought in no matter what facet you're coming from with your viewpoints on what a character should be, or what your political viewpoints or about things in society. Doesn't matter. The character is well written. The actress is superb, and it is an original character, and it's consistent, like you said, all the way through, and you want to watch it again. It's good.
Unfortunately, you don't get stuff like that anymore. That's what you were saying. It's
far cry.
You don't get that anymore. So, you know, Alien Resurrection, there's not a whole lot to say. The ending. The queen developed a human reproductive system. So instead of laying eggs, she's now able to birth direct alien or creatures. And it comes out looking half human and freaky.
Yeah, half human, half alien.
Has human eyes.
Yeah.
And the skull, you know, is humanoid.
And
it's disturbing looking.
It is. It's not a good night's sleep after you watch that movie.
And it's so different that as soon as it sees the queen, it kills her.
That's right.
And it sees Ellen Ripley and thinks that it's his mama. I think just knocks the whole face off. Hits it like that, and the face just like goes in half. Oh, let's not forget in that, our boy Chucky's in it. The voice of Chucky. Doggone it. Now that I'm on the spot, I can't think of his name. The one with the ponytail that teases him and freezes him with the...
Oh, that dude. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
He's the chief scientist, right? Or
yeah, he's one of them. Yeah. That's Chucky.
Yeah, and then he's the one that's alive, right, when the alien births the
and he's the one
alien talking.
He's like narrating.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Chucky. Well, I don't know why I can't think of his name. Oh, my God.
Chucky.
what is his name? That's gonna kill me.
I don't know. I'm not a huge Chucky guy.
I'm gonna put it on the video, boom, and then I'm gonna look like an idiot.
It will go in the pop-up box.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop it up right there. But it's because I'm on the spot and I can't think of it.
And don't they don't nuke the place? They self-destruct it. Is that how it ends, kind of? And then
they crash it.
Oh,
don't they crash the
in the Earth's atmosphere? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, they crash. Yeah, they get off in the in an escape, but they
Her
actually
and Winona Ryder
crash the ship into Earth somewhere.
Okay.
Because they're like we can't do.
But it burns up, huh? Or something. No.
Well, that while they're in the escape hatch, when they hit the atmosphere, after the alien gets sucked out through the little hole, they go through the atmosphere, but then they end up on Earth. But the big ship, it crashed it.
It hitchhikes with them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the classic alien thing. It got on the escape ship with them. Because remember, Ripley ran and she jumped, and she landed, and the door got caught.
Yeah. Here we go again.
It got in there. Right.
The landing gear from aliens. The one who hitched a ride when on the first ship that was going to take him out, and then he hitched a ride in there and killed the pilot and all that, and it crashed. Yeah, they have a habit of. They must have some airline miles. Aliens must have a good deal, like an airline card.
I can't think of Chucky's name.
You'll pop up boxing later in editing.
I'll pop it up later. All right.
Oh,
so now we get to the good stuff.
Here we go to really the stepchild, and maybe not, maybe one, and then the other not so much. So that last movie, critic score was a 55, audience was a 39. I would say the 39 audience score was a little harsh. Right. I mean, 39 is kind of rough.
I could see 39 on critics and 55 on audience.
I really could. Yeah, I could see the critics giving it crap, a lot more. And here we go again, 10 points higher than Alien.
That doesn't make sense.
That's they just really had it out for that movie. Okay, moving forward, like you said, so Alien Resurrection, that was the latest in the timeline, or the last one. That was 2379 was the year. It was 200 years ahead of Alien 3, and now we're going to the prequels. Here we go, back in time to the year 2089, or as the movie starts, the dawn of time almost for Earth.
Right.
Prometheus.
And this is where my issues come in. Prometheus, I like the movie. I just almost wish it wasn't tied to Alien. Because, I don't know, I just have, it bothers me because now the mystique of the alien is kind of ruined.
The veil has been lifted.
Why is, because what's his name, comes back, Ridley Scott comes back. It's the first movie he did Alien, and then he does Prometheus and Covenant.
And before we go further, to establish what this movie is mostly about, is not really the alien.
Right.
This is about when the original movie had the pilot of the alien spacecraft, and the alien was a huge fossilized skeleton, and not alien as the creature monster, but as the pilot. So they find the derelict spacecraft from the original movie. They go in, they find that big navigation area. He's huge, he's fossilized, he's in a chair. It looks like he has the face of an elephant, which is actually later depicted as an organic mask. Yeah, space mask. And he looks like he's about to take off and fly out, and he has a chest burst. And they find that, and the alien eggs are down in the floor, 2 floors, or whatever below, which we never really find out what put all the eggs there in the original 1979. So they're called the engineers, or his term was in the original movie engineer. And then what Ridley does in this movie Prometheus, he comes back to give us the background on the engineers and broaden the story, so to speak. But to me, he George Lucas'd it. There is no way when he wrote Alien in 1979, he had this grand plan that was an engineer who created life on Earth. Yeah, no.
There's no way. He completely George Lucas'd it. He said, what could I do with it? And he's fascinated with creation and all that, because if you watch the Blade Runner movies, that's kind of what
it is, and
that's the underlying theme of all of it is creation. Who created me, and what So he's fascinated with this stuff. Right.
Improve my life. Can I live forever? Can you improve my lifespan? The theme of Wayland, trying to extend his life because he's superior. His mindset.
So obviously Ridley Scott wants to live forever for whatever reason.
Obviously so.
He's got something.
In all honesty, engineer concept and creation concept is very cool.
It's neat.
Yeah, because when you see the pilot in the derelict spacecraft, huge, and they scale him down some for Prometheus, because in the derelict spacecraft, when you size him up against the actresses and actresses, he's like 14 foot tall. He's ridiculous, like the Land of the Giants.
Oh yeah, he's huge.
And then they scaled him down to about like, I don't know, 7 to 9 foot, maybe 7 or 8 feet. The engineer, he's still pretty big, but he's not as big.
Well, when he's standing up next to David, you figure that actor's probably about 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
and
Fassbender. Yeah.
He's at least a foot to 2 feet taller than him. So yeah,
about 8
7,
foot.
8 foot, something like that.
Yeah. So he scaled down a little bit, and lo and behold, they're
because they're way bigger than that in Alien.
Oh man, it was like ginormous, So Ridley Scott is exploring or coming up with something new. He's giving background on the engineers, whether we asked for it or not, And
because everybody wanted an Alien prequel, and I didn't want a how the aliens got created prequel.
No, I didn't.
I wanted to see how the ship got to LV-426.
Yeah, that's what we want to see.
That's what I thought I was getting when I went and watched the movie. I sure didn't think I was getting this.
So when I read some of the interviews and articles with Ridley Scott, he said that's the original intent. When he talked, I guess, with Fox Studios, his original intent was a prequel or prequels to the original 1979 Alien movie. But he said as he was writing the script, it started going more in the engineer route. And I think that's where he wanted to explore, and it drew away from the monster. And I mean, I remember reading the articles about it because
I didn't.
Yeah, he that's what he said. As he was writing the script or the story, he kept wanting to go this other area. I guess the fascination with creation maybe started playing in with him. And then later, he got, I don't know if it was flack from Prometheus or from the next movie, which was, he literally said the monster is dead. He got so upset with the whole thing with the alien. I read another article. He said the monster's dead. Time to move on. And I don't know if
he thought that we should just stop alien movies and we need to go this other direction.
We need to go this other direction. The engineer route, the David route, the whole thing with it. Which David is the android now. He's the pre-bishop and all that. So yeah. So Prometheus mainly explores creation. And I was like you. I was thinking we were going to get a prequel to Alien, and we got something pretty much different with a little sprinkle of this could be the planet which later it turned out not to be the original planet. Yeah. Sod is going to be kicked up. We got a blowhole.
And he even does that.
It does. And then later, George Lucas did. Sorry, George. Please take over Lucasfilm, by the way. # save Lucasfilm.
# save Star Wars.
Yeah. So... And they change it later. They Lucas it. They're like, yeah, now I want to do this. And they change the name of the planet and everything. But let's talk more about Prometheus.
But the movie is gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
I just recently watched it again in 3D because, my projector is 3D now.
Here we go. So we can pan the camera at the Starship Gonzalez over there.
See my home theater tour video. So I was like, hey, I got 3D now. So I bought like 3 or 4 3D movies just to try it out. Got some glasses. And but even 3D, the movie's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's got that typical grand scale.
It does.
That Ridley Scott, look at the Blade Runner movies. I mean, there's just these huge scale movies. It's kind of, he really is an artist when it comes to directing a movie.
Yeah.
Probably not as much writing a movie, but directing a movie.
Oh, yes. Visual. He's very visual. He
just kind of overthinks it when he writes.
Oh, I think he should have just went a whole. Like we were talking the other day or texting about it. I really think we should have gotten 2 movies with no alien. 2 movies. If he was going to go this route, 2 movies about the engineer, and then do a 3rd movie that bridges the gap, and that we got the engineer with the derelict craft.
Like they encounter the xenomorphs.
Yes.
Instead of creating them.
Yeah, the whole creation thing, the xenomorphs, and then
and I still don't understand how they did it. I mean, the black goo stuff. How are they able to? So, like the little worms become these like snake-looking things. Whenever Dave, is his name David?
David.
Yeah. Whenever he puts the little bit of goo in the guy's drink, and he drinks it, and he becomes a monster. Remember, he changes.
Well, okay, so
but he has sex with his wife,
right,
and impregnates her. And they didn't know at the time.
He doesn't fully change though.
Well, they burn him up. He is changing.
No, that's the other guy. So there was and he's a Scottish actor.
No, those guys get.
One of them went impaled,
right. I'm talking about the main couple, right? David puts the little thing in his drink. He drinks it, but he slowly gets sick. And then when they're trying to get back on the ship, he starts to transform, and they burn him. Like Charlize Theron burns him.
Did he ask to be burned?
He asked to be burned. Yeah. It's like suicide by cop. Like he
knows. Yeah.
He knew she was gonna do it if he went towards her. So he told his wife, "I'm sorry." But so anyway.
Yeah.
So he just kind of starts to transform into like a zombie or something.
Right.
But then the woman, she goes through the surgical procedure on herself and all, which she was great in that movie. But that scene where she performs the surgery,
Rapace.
I don't know. But she was great.
Sherlock Holmes.
Especially in that scene. And and it looks like a squid.
It does.
So it's like, at what point, what makes it, once it impregnates or puts the whatever in the engineer, why does it come out like a, and what do they call those? They're not the xenomorphs yet. They call
face huggers.
No. The alien at the very end that comes out of the engineer.
Deacon.
What?
Okay, so
Deacon?
According to the lore, and they keep referring to,
I knew there was a name for it.
The Deacon is the primordial one that we see come out.
Okay.
That's
so what causes that? Like, what makes it look like that?
When I read, here we go with me reading articles. Here's another one, and it may have been the same one when it's Ridley Scott. He said we will see the evolution of the alien in this movie, and I guess it takes on many forms till it reaches that final stage.
Well, even the xenomorphs, though, they all are different, right? Remember in Alien 3, she said this one moves different. Well, that's because it came out of, depending on which version you watch, either a dog or a yak or some kind of cow on that island, on that planet. So it runs on all fours as opposed to standing up. And so...
Well, we're not talking about them in this video. I know that, the Predator Alien movies. But Predator Alien, because it comes out of a predator's body.
It's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid. It mimics the DNA or uses the DNA of the host.
Yeah. So I guess I was just confused on... Now, while I love that scene, I love seeing the first ever xenomorph type thing come out.
Yeah.
I was just always confused as to why it did. Why does it come out looking like that?
And I don't know if he...
And why was the squid in her? Was that supposed to be a queen? Because that's what ends up getting in him, right? It gets really, really big and then wraps up the engineer at the end. That's the thing that came out of her.
Yeah, face hugger, basically.
Yeah, like the first face hugger. Yeah, okay.
Whopper that grew to massive proportion and used her reproductive system to grow. I mean, it was very strange. He impregnates her, and apparently his sperm is contaminated because he has the virus or the goo that David put in his drink and all that stuff. And then so she gives basically birth
to the first
face hugger, and which later she gives birth basically to the face in Covenant, the first alien, because David starts
experimenting and all that.
Because the Deacon wasn't quite enough. Apparently David really takes it up to basically the eggs and all that. I movie that was not
this is the rabbit hole. This is where it...
but Prometheus was a gorgeous movie.
And I enjoy watching Prometheus. I've watched it several times. Even though it goes places I don't like, I think just the movie is so well done, that I just enjoy watching it.
It's a good movie.
There's people that complain, they do stupid things like take their helmets off. Well, It's a sci-fi horror movie. If they don't do stupid things, you don't have a sci-fi horror movie.
you gotta do
If everybody is smart, you don't have a sci-fi horror movie.
What's that cable commercial or whatever, TV cell phone commercial, whatever, they all jump in the vehicle before they jump into it. Someone's trying to kill them. It's like 4 people, and then like, let's run to the barn.
Oh, yeah,
the barn,
the
all the blades, everything.
They're like, where should we go? In the barn? Why don't we just get in the car?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know. You got to do something stupid in these movies to make them tick. And again, good casting.
Mm.
Not saying Covenant didn't have good casting, because it had some good casting, but this had, you know, Charlize Theron, Naomi Rapace was very good, not well known at the time.
And then you got not Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah,
that guy looks just like him.
Yeah, that's the which one was that? That's
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he does. He looks just like him. And then you have Guy Pearce.
Yeah, but why? Why didn't they just get an old man?
Yeah, that's a lot of prosthetics.
Why did they get a 50-something-year-old guy and
made him look like 102?
Yeah, just get an old. I mean, Bruce Dern is here. I mean, not Bruce Dern, but you know, they got old actors
that could do it.
You know, that could do it. I don't know. That was kind of interesting to me.
It was, yeah. I didn't really,
because he looks like Guy Pearce in old man makeup.
Yeah, he does. Or Dirty Grandpa.
Oh yeah,
Johnny. He looks like Johnny Knoxville when he dresses up as a grandparent, or the Dirty Grandpa, or whatever.
Idris Elba, but his role was small. But I mean, I guess he was all right.
And then Michael Fassbender. And so the deleted scenes was interesting. We had talked about it this week. Okay, so so it's the extended scene where they wake the engineer up before things go bad.
That's right. Yeah. And he explains more of why they wanted to
get rid of us.
Yeah, because of basically we're too destructive.
We didn't turn out
destroy
like
the planet. We destroy each other, and all that stuff. And he's like, okay, they decided.
And here was yet an interesting thing
that humans needed to go.
They in the script that was never really fleshed out, but in the script, they online it was revealed that they took Jesus and educated Jesus on their tenets. He said so
they sent Jesus.
They sent Jesus. They took Jesus, or they took the mother of Jesus and they raised him, essentially, taught him their tenets on how to live, and sent him back to us. And not did him harm was the phrase. We basically, of course we crucified him.
Right.
And that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. And then they were going to come and nuke us because of that. When you read, it's online. It's literally shots of the script.
Nuke us or release the goo.
Release the goo. And then
like what David did to them.
Yeah, what David did to them. Covenant. And then you have a whole planet full of aliens, because that's what you want to have. Don't really kind of understand that totally yet.
But xenomorphs didn't exist yet.
No, they didn't. So what does the goo really do? Does it eventually just break you all down into nothing? So that was very interesting. And it expands on how Waylon built David, and look, David is perfect, and I made him in my own image. But if creator,
if they would have shown that, why, if the engineer would have explained, oh, you want to know why, and he tells them, then she wouldn't have, the ending would be different, because she's like, I need to go find out why they want to want to kill us off. I need to know, so they can
go off into the stars, and we get Covenant. And initially when I saw Covenant, I know initially when you saw it, you were like,
everybody knows, all my friends know, as soon as we walked out, I said, I hate this movie.
He sure did. He said it. I was there.
I still don't like it. I watched it again. I mean, I've only been in this house a little less than 2 years, but I've watched it since I've been in this house to try to see, Nelson, watch it with an open mind and try to understand it. And I still hate it. Once again, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, beautiful. The scenery, the footage,
all that stuff.
Big wide open.
Yep, the acting is good.
The concept, I like seeing the engineers' home planet, but yet again, we're tying the engineers with the aliens, and now we're bringing in this kind of ruins everything, and is Ridley Scott went the direction of David is the actual creator of the alien that we know today. And
I
that
don't like
just,
that.
yeah, that just kind of does a whant on the whole thing.
Mm-mm.
And I know he was going with some kind of Greek thing when you had to read again, because I was reading articles
Yeah,
on
well,
it.
isn't Prometheus some kind of Greek?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just know it has something to do with Greek mythology.
And it just kind of, and they had some good, Idris Elba is in that movie, which is fantastic. No, that was,
No, that was the first one.
was,
No, it's
uh,
Danny McBride.
Danny
is
McBride.
the pilot.
Yeah. Oh,
Tennessee.
the pilot. Tennessee. You got a good crew. In the way it develops there in space, it's a good crew. You're like, okay, you got some good actresses in there. You're like, something's gonna happen, and you get into planet, and you realize something's
Your
wrong
boy
with the
Jussie Smollett's in it.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And then
Juicy Smollett, baby.
Juicy Smollett.
Yep, and he gets smoked in the shower.
He does.
A shower scene in Alien. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know.
And thus the studio kind of questioned that too, because that was made in 2017. It seems a little longer than that, but that's when it had it, 2017. So it's been 4 years, and a lot of talk has been coming circulating the past couple of years about what he was going to do.
Is he doing a third one?
He is doing. First, it was supposed to be 6, and there was yet another article. I read way too much of stuff I probably shouldn't be wasting my time reading. And he was wanting to do up to 6 prequel movies, and that changed to 3, and then that changed to like
It should be 2.
and
Like, stop.
he is doing another movie. Blowcamp stuff keeps coming out, but that movie's iced. And this is going to be, and now he's going to do an alien movie. He's refocused back on the alien. That is the talk in the last couple articles I read.
Well, look at these scores. That's why he's refocusing back on the alien.
So here's your scores. Prometheus, critic score 73, audience score 68, which you and I kind of both agree that's in the ballpark.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Covenant, a 65 critic score and a 55 audience score. I'm going to be honest with you. I enjoyed Alien 3 more than I enjoyed Covenant.
Absolutely.
And they ghosted Alien 3 with a 45 and a 46. So really, I'd like to flip those 2 scores.
Like, I'll probably never watch Covenant again.
It's just...
Like, why would I watch it?
It was like for no reason. So you got Prometheus, which does establish something, and then comes to a good prequel start. You know, it's not quite a prequel, but gives the prequel start, lays the foundation. And then this movie comes in, and it doesn't really progress it. It does, but not in a way that's really...
Well, what it does is it takes away the mystique of Alien 1.
Oh, yeah.
It kills it. It's almost like if there's anybody who has never seen any of the Alien movies, and they're like, say, hey, Nelson, I want to watch Alien. Okay, watch them all except Prometheus and Covenant. Because if you watch that, it's just going to take the air out of your sail. It's just going to ruin it, you know. Or if you don't watch any more than Prometheus. You know, Prometheus can still kind of, I guess you could kind of get away with it at that point. But once you get to Covenant and you see David breeding the xenomorphs and trying to make the perfect one, and it just kills it, man. I mean, the natural progression of Prometheus, I guess, is okay, where it just came
evolution,
out, you know, it was normal. That is still scarier than, so they were bred and engineered, essentially, by a robot.
So what David does in this movie, commandeers the alien space, well, what's her name from the first movie, Naomi Rapace's character? She's the survivor. Her and David's the only 2 that survives the planet, and he's busted in half. And then she wants to find out where the engineers come from, our creators.
And she obviously repairs him.
And she repairs him out of, I don't know what kind of mentality. I don't know if it's feeling sorry for him, or she feels that she can trust him again, because he's functional, but he's in half the whole time, so he can't really do any damage to her. And so he's helping her, and they're navigating to go back to the home world.
Yeah, because he knows where everything is.
That's it. He can read the star map. He knows where it's at in the navigation system. And that ship is loaded with nukes. And those nukes are canisters of the black goop.
Right.
And
that look like the eggs.
That look like, ironically, the eggs. Metal cylinders or whatever cylinders that look like the eggs. And then he gets to the home planet. He puts her in a hyper sleep or whatever, a cryo sleep on the way. And so he gets to the home planet, and they all think it's the return of whoever, because they all gather in some big stadium circle, which is probably the kind of the coolest scene in the whole movie, because you get to see the engineers, and they look a little different than the other engineer did, and they have robes, and you get to see their society a little bit. What looks like,
well, they're not wearing a spacesuit.
Yeah,
they look like they're wearing like robes, like ancient Rome. You know,
it has that Roman appearance.
Right.
Yeah. And he nukes them. He drops all the goo, and the goo, you don't really know what the hell it's doing to them. You can't really see if it's making...
Like it freezes them and they crumble.
But then you see, when I slowed the footage down, I see like one's running and he starts dissolving, kind of like the first one did on Prometheus when he drunk the liquid and threw himself in the river.
That's
right.
But
then they show like the figure of an alien coming out of him. It was the weirdest thing, like something lunged out of him. It was rapid. You never know. You don't know what the hell happened to him. It kills them instantly, though, and in a very agonizing, quick fashion. And then he begins to basically seed the whole damn planet with black dust goo, to where even the plants spew it out in spores. So the whole planet, which was Paradise, which is kind of a theme he had from Prometheus, now it's Paradise Lost,
right?
Which was, I think, the original name for the movie. Which he corrupted Paradise and the home of the creators. So now David is God. I am God. Kind
it's
of
based
thing.
off, the Paradise Lost is written by Milton, John Milton or whatever.
Yeah. And so the movie sucks. It you know, with all that.
In fact, John Milton is also the devil's name in Devil's Advocate.
Fuck. Is that what Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
And what was
Al
that?
Pacino.
Al Pacino. Oh, it was very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Alien Covenant's not good.
No.
It visually looks good and stuff, but even the encounters with the alien, when you see it's like it's weak. You just kind of look at it. You know, in all the other movies, as many times as I've seen them, when people are around the xenomorphs, you're like, oh, run, you know, you still have that tension in there.
You don't have it.
In Covenant, you're just looking at it like, oh, yeah, that's a xenomorph. Okay.
Yeah. No.
The two Davids, you know, a lot of people like the scene with the whistle or whatever it is.
With the lute. He's doing the magic lute thing.
And I didn't like it. I don't know. It was almost, it's very, what's the term they say? It's like pretentious. Like really, Scott really thought that he was making this masterpiece.
Yeah, it was on, and you know, he wanted 6 movies. Again, we go back to that. That was part of the original vision or what he was thinking at the time. Somewhat George Lucas, but at least George has a 1, 2, 3 plan or a 4, 5, 6 plan. Really kind of has I got a plan kind of thing, and I keep molding it as I go. From what I could tell, we was going with this, and then this one just Prometheus was, and this one was bad, and you know, I'm not really hard on movies. Like, you know, I'm kind of soft. And this movie, it didn't do anything to move the franchise forward in a positive fashion at all. At all. It just did sideways.
I don't know. It might have gone backwards.
Maybe so. It was rough. Some themes that did keep strong through the other things. You do have a strong female lead again, which Naomi from Prometheus is not Sigourney Weaver. And then this other girl, and I don't know her name, this actress.
Yeah, but she's very forgettable.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know her name.
Naomi, to me, her performance was much better. This other chick didn't really care. You know, this girl, you cared about you cared about her character. You cared about what she was going through. It was just a better,
it's poorly written female character for him. Which, you know, so to me, if they would kept Naomi going, it'd have been more established and better to use her. She played strong roles in other movies.
Yeah, she's always kind of like a badass.
Yeah, she can carry the weight. She can do it. But this other, not to detract from this other actress, but it just...
it wasn't for her.
I don't remember her. I just remember a similar scenario, though. At the end of the movie, David's on the big ship. They get off planet. He's on the big ship. He's got some alien embryos. He pretends to be the other android. That's why they let him on the ship. They befriended him. And he saves them. She realizes it's David. 2 ladies put in a cryo sleep, and she's like...
Like he says something wrong.
Yep, she catches him.
She catches him saying something wrong, but it was too late.
And he's going to check out his embryos, so you know what he's going to do. I'm going to experiment on the crew again. And he contacts, now this I did appreciate in the movie. He contacts the company. David contacts the company, if you watch the end of the movie. And that is the theme with the androids the whole time, except for aliens with Bishop.
Right.
That the androids are assholes
always loyal
and always loyal to the company.
Yeah.
And they will sell you out on a dime, and you are nothing but cannon fodder.
One thing I will say was genius about Alien Covenant was the promotions. Remember, they would put out little YouTube videos.
Oh, this is the one they did that with?
Right.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
You know, James Franco was in a bunch of them, because remember, he's like just he's the strong female character. He's her husband.
Yes,
but he burns up at the he burns up.
Yeah.
You don't even really see him in the movie other than burning up, and you see him in some video footage, like family video footage and stuff like that with her.
Yeah.
So
I forgot all about it. I forgot.
When you watch the promotions, he was awake. They were, you know, so it was before the movie actually started, before they went into hypersleep.
So everyone's thinking James Franco.
Right. They think James Franco.
Great.
But the promotions were really good. Yeah. You know, he put out a few different videos, and they were exclusive to YouTube. You can only see them on YouTube.
I remember now. I remember.
So that was
marketing genius.
Yeah, I remember being kind of pumped about it. I was like, okay, well, you know, Prometheus was good, but this looks really good. You know, and the fact that it was named Alien Covenant, I was like, okay, we'll get back to some alien stuff. And then he did what he did with.
So did he pull a Last Jedi?
We don't have enough time. I'm running out of film.
It's almost as bad as a Last Jedi. So looking forward in the future, we have first of all, the mouse owns the alien. They bought Fox.
They got Fox.
And they own the Predator right now is in court, because the original creators of the Predator are suing the mouse.
Really?
Over creative rights.
Because they don't want them to
mousify it.
They don't want them to Star Wars it.
Oh God. No, I don't know what to say. Viva la Filoni and Favreau. Long live Filoni and Favreau. That's the future, and that's all that's left of it.
So getting back to this, overall, how would you rate the Alien franchise amongst other franchises? Is it one of the better ones? You give it a C?
Yeah, I give it a C, because it really, after the second, you only really have three good. I mean, you have two. It's kind of like almost like Star Wars. It's weird. Keep going back to that. You got two iconic movies that are just like Alien and Aliens are just off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they're just great. And then Alien 3 is like, and Resurrection's like,
But here's
Prometheus is strong. Covenant's Duckus.
But if you can, let's look at the different franchises. You know, you got that are comparable to this, comparable to this. You got like Terminator, but think about the Terminator franchise. I mean, we can make a video on that, but there's really maybe 3 good Terminator movies out of 6 or 7,
and that one
and 2,
Christian
and
Bale.
Salvation.
Yeah,
or really to me and that one people don't like at all, but I love it. Yeah. But I mean, the rest of the Terminator movies downright suck.
Oh, they're terrible.
Don't even want to
watch them, but I don't rewatch them.
You know,
they have no rewatchability. Salvation did. It was.
I mean, what else is comparable to the Predator? Same thing
in the same universe.
But really, the only good. I mean, if you just break it down, there's only one good Predator movie.
There's only one good one. And again, this is me talking. I'm Captain.
So I guess what I'm saying
Delta Henry is very friendly on movies.
All these other franchises, this one has the most good movies.
Oh yeah, if you compare it to Terminator,
I mean, 5 out of 6 of them, I can watch them anytime.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I had no problem rewatching before the video. Kind of brushed up on the first 3 with the extended cuts or whatever. I got no problem going back to watch any of these outside of Covenant.
That's right.
You know,
I can watch these other 5 movies anytime if they happen to be on TV, or if I'm just looking for something to watch and I just want to watch some aliens kill people. I can watch any of them. If I want to watch a Predator movie, I can only watch Predator.
Yeah, because the second one is unwatchable, and no offense to Danny Glover, it's just as Schwarzenegger said, it's not in the jungle. I'm not doing it, right. And that's the thing.
And then The Predator was more fun to watch, to make fun of it. Predators, same thing. Like I tried to rewatch that one recently, thinking, you know, maybe it wasn't as bad. It's not good.
Well, and that's okay.
That's Adrian Brody.
Yeah, Adrian Brody's movie. No, it's not good.
So I guess what I'm saying is, you know, and even Star Wars, there's only 3 that or 4 because I like Rogue One.
Yeah.
But there's more Alien movies that I can watch on a regular basis than Star Wars movies.
That's a movie. That's a movie and a video for another day with me. But I got more.
So I give this. If I gotta go, you're doing it on a letter system. You said a C, then I would give it a B.
Yeah,
maybe even a B plus because there's so many different ones I can watch depending on my mood. If I want to watch a horror movie, I'll watch the first one. If I want to watch action, I'll watch the second one. You know, so if I want to watch artsy, I can watch Prometheus. So I give it a B, if not a B plus for this, not including Alien versus Predator.
Oh, you can't count that.
I like those movies to watch for, you know, a stupid popcorn movie.
Well, they got some badass kills.
They got good kills in them
in that movie.
The problem with those is the directing and the acting.
Terrible.
Because most of it, the acting is just bad, especially in Requiem. But the interesting part about Requiem is that
was the one in Canada, right?
Yes,
Canada. Yeah.
But the Predator was bad to the bone in that one.
Oh, he was OG.
And I think they caught a lot of flack with the first one being PG-13, and the Predators didn't do a whole lot.
Oh, the 3 amigos that went in there.
So, but the aliens are just used almost like.
It's more of a Predator movie than
Aliens. That's right. It's Predators, and the aliens are in the way.
That's almost the antagonist. Is the
aliens, so.
You know, which, you know, the Predators are the ones who we were their servants in the franchise. Mm-hmm. They're the ones who came eons ago and still come back, and you know they didn't give us their tech, but they help us, and then we worshiped them, and then they had the Great Hunt, mm-hmm. they'd call it, or whatever. And so, for me, it's a C for the franchise with that, but it's, if I'm comparing to like Terminator's a D for a franchise.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
You know, what was the other one you had mentioned besides Star Wars? There's Terminator.
So Terminator, Predator.
Predator is like a D minus.
Yeah.
It's got one film. And I'm friendly with films. It's got one film that is.
Yeah, because I don't know what other franchises you can compare to it.
What other franchises are out there in science fiction?
Well, I mean, you got Jurassic Park is sci-fi, but that's not. I don't think you can compare that.
No, Jurassic Park has 2 good movies, and then the new ones are.
Right there, yeah.
Actually, it has 1.5 good movies or 1.7.
Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
I like them all.
The new ones.
Mark Wahlberg one. I pretty much like them all. I like the 5 originals. I don't like the Mark Wahlberg one, and then I like the trilogy.
The trilogy is good.
That's like 8 out of 9 movies.
That's actually like a B. That's a B. That's a B franchise for me. The newer 3, was it 3 or 2 they did? Yeah, the newer 3. Yeah, that's a B for me.
Caesar was just, probably one of the greatest characters in the movie ever.
The newer Planet of the Apes. Fantastic, Caesar. And I've got all the originals too, and I've watched them because they're iconic.
Movie set sitting right there.
There you go. You got to have it. You have to have one if you're a sci-fi fan. Okay.
So, well, with that, I guess we'll wrap it up there, Don.
Okay.
It was fun, and I think we should do this again.
I would love to. I appreciate you, and thank you for having me on your.
I like to look. I want to look at it as our show instead of just mine. I want to do more of these than, doing them alone. It's more fun. More interesting, I think, more engaging, hopefully. And with that, if you enjoyed it, give it a like, and we'll see you on the next one.